come back to you then. What is the latest that's going on in Gaza?
Yeah, well, first of all, I have to really apologize because I'm bringing David Lammy back on, and it pained me just as much as it's going to pain all of you to have to listen to him. But let's roll this video.
I'm announcing that we have suspended negotiations with this Israeli government on a new free trade agreement. We will be reviewing cooperation with them under the 2030 bilateral roadmap. Netanyahu's government's actions have made this necessary. Madam Deputy Speaker, today, my honourable friend, the Minister for the Middle East, is summoning the Israeli ambassador to the Foreign Office to convey this message. I say now to the people of Israel, I want a strong friendship with you based on shared values, with flourishing ties between our people and societies. We are unwavering in our commitment to your security and to your future, to countering the very real threat from Iran, the scourge of terrorism and the evils of anti-Semitism. But the conduct of the war in Gaza is damaging our relationship with your government.
So one might think a tiny glimpse of a cause for celebration there. Well, don't follow that route too quickly, because here is the UK trade envoy, Lord Ian Austin of Dudley in Israel, going to the Cutting Edge Customs Scanning Center, Haifa Bayport, Haifa Nazareth Light Railway Project, and the Technion, whatever that is. So he clearly has absolutely no problem with continuing trade with Israel. As he says in the House very recently, we'd be foolish to sever our trade links with Israel. So he seems to be completely overriding the foreign minister's statement in Parliament. And what does he say in that, which is interesting for me because it basically confirms what we've been saying at UK Column for some time. And note that Lammy actually mentioned the 2030 Israel-UK roadmap in his statement. So what does Lord Austin say? Thousands of jobs in the UK depend on trade with Israel. 1.7 million people work for UK firms exporting goods to Israel. 1 in 8 of the drugs dispensed by the NHS comes from Israeli companies. Every business and family in the country uses Israeli technology in their homes, computers, cars, and phones every day. So simply actually confirming what we've been warning of, and the infiltration by the spy unit 8200 and other tech-based military spy units in Israel. He said very similar things back on May the 13th in the Telegraph, which is known to channel British intelligence agency statements also. British sanctions against Israel would be self-harming and morally wrong. So standing against and boycotting a country that is committing genocide apparently isn't wrong. And what does he say in this article, which again I find very interesting? And let's not forget that during the pandemic, COVID, of course, Britain was able to reap the benefits of Israel's world-leading health strategies, thanks to close cooperation between our two countries. So this raises the question, what exactly were those cooperations and what exactly was the UK reaping an advantage of? He also mentions in that article that in 2024, during the genocide, the UK supplied 3.2 billion in exports to Israel, and they imported 2.5 billion from Israel. And he states that without Israeli tech, RAF planes could not actually get off the ground. And the familiar excuse is that Israel has foiled multiple terror threats. Now, you will remember that Theresa May's government used the same excuse when Saudi Arabia was bombing the Yemenis with British-made bombs. They said that, yes, but Saudi Arabia helps us to foil terror plots on UK territory. So very, very familiar canards being floated out there to try and obscure the fact that Britain is complicit in the genocide in Gaza. And just to remind everyone, as if they really need it, this young girl that we're going to see in the video, if you just want to play, and I'll talk over it, Ward al-Sheikh Khalil, you can see the inset photo there. She was the child seen trying to escape the burning tents at the Fahmy al-Jarjawi school. Her mother and 6 siblings were burned alive in that attack by the Zionists. 36 civilians, the majority of which were children, were also burned alive in that attack. And I just want to show this photo, which I find absolutely horrifying. These are the starvation lines kettling young men in Gaza towards the American corporate-run aid centers, and of course, starving people forced into such containment. Chaos broke out, and they were then fired upon by the IOF military, and many of them, of course, were massacred. And of course, the response on X to Lord Austin's tweet was, let's say, gratifying. You can freeze frame and read it. I can't read it from here, but just the last tweet the last response from Louis Alday, who's a well-known historian academic: "You are blood-stained, genocidal demons." Well, I can't really disagree with that.
Vanessa, thank you very much for that tragic story, report, because, well, what can we say? Again, more complicity from the UK government. It's not just the royal family, it's from top to bottom of the British state. And, well, there are representatives. Maybe we should be doing something about it.